Well, hello, Park Road. Welcome to another episode of Always Reforming. This is your opportunity to hear news and updates on the life of Park Road. Now, friends, this is an update on the financial health of Park Road through the first quarter of 2023. But before we talk about Park Road's financial health, let's talk about health in general. Did you know that in 2018, a Harvard researcher found that eating a half cup of ice cream a day led to a lower risk of heart problems among adults? That's incredible, right? Did you know that another study found that men who consumed 2 servings of low-fat milk in any form, including ice cream, had a 22% lower risk of diabetes? That's fantastic news. That means that we can all go out and eat as much ice cream as we want, and we're going to be healthy, right? Yeah! Well, not really. In fact, these findings are a little bit contested. And so what we learn is that many people have many different views of what constitutes health. And the same is true of the church. Lots of people have lots of different understandings of what it means for a church to be healthy. We've discussed before that for years and years, the scorecard, so-called, of the church was the 3 B's: buildings, budgets, and butts. How big and impressive was your building? How big and impressive was your budget? And how many butts were in your seats? And if you were tracking up and to the right on all 3 of those B's, then you were healthy. Also, people talk about nickels and noses, how many nickels in the offering plates and noses in the seats, and more nickels and noses means that you are healthy. And what we believe is that those 3 metrics are in some sense helpful, but not comprehensively. They don't tell us all that we want to know about the health of the church. So several years ago, we developed this. We think of this as the Park Road Scorecard. You've received this in a few Sunday services. You see it strewn about church on the Guest Central desk or Information Central. You receive this in Covenant Partners. We're going to attach it in the email below. But it's what we think of as our scorecard for a church family. Helps us assess the health of Park Road and maybe helps you assess the health of your engagement with Park Road. It's aligned with our mission statement to worship fully, learn humbly, love extravagantly. And under each of those categories are opportunities for you to assess your level of engagement. So under worship fully, daily personal worship, weekly corporate worship, monthly space in the household budget for investment in the kingdom of God, learning humbly, one-to-one Bible reading relationships, small groups, Sunday schools, loving extravagantly, ways to pray for and actively love and serve those outside and inside the family of faith as we are loved by Jesus. So would love for you to take a closer look at this scorecard and to maybe assess the health of your level of engagement with Park Road. But this is an update on the financial health of Park Road, which is one indicator of our scorecard. So, what is the financial health of Park Road through the first quarter of 2023? Well, year-to-date giving through the first quarter was $110,000, and that's up from $103,000 through the first quarter of 2022. Now, we celebrate. That means that giving is up. That's a 6% increase in giving from 2022 to 2023. Also want to highlight that that giving in the first quarter of 2022 was about a 7% increase from the first quarter of 2021. That means that the giving trends at Park Road are up, and so we celebrate that and thank God for His provision. And friends, I want to thank you for your faithfulness. If you've given to Park Road in the last year, you are part of whom God is using to support mission and ministry in and through Park Road. Now, we celebrate that increase in giving. We're still running about a $4,000 deficit. That's about normal given where we are in the year. Also about normal given what we're seeing in the economy right now. And again, I've got lots of pastor friends who are facing deficits far more extreme than $4,000. So thankful that the deficit is only $4,000, and we believe that will get eradicated as the year moves on. Now, as always, we do see the loss of giving units year over year. And again, I don't love the term giving units. Friends, you are partners, you are sisters and brothers, you're not giving units. That's the term that we still use. So we've seen some loss of giving units year over year, but also we've seen an increase in giving units. So as some of the Park Road family pass away or move to a new home, a new community, a new church, we see new faces coming into Park Road and supporting Park Road financially. So a special thank you if you are new to Park Road in the last year and you've seen fit to partner with Park Road financially, to contribute financially. A special thank you to you for your partnership and contribution. So very thankful for your willingness to invest in what God is doing in and through Park Road. So again, we can celebrate these giving metrics in light of an especially tight economy. Now, a few big picture reminders. Park Road's mortgage is paid for by our tenant. So we own the entire building. We lease the back half of the building to Spot Stevens and McCoy. We're a landlord. We are dependent on their rental income for our mortgage payments. So we aspire to be a wise and effective landlord to serve Spot Stevens well. We're thankful for their contribution. What we do recognize is that given the economy and given the increase in the federal funds rate, the percent interest that we pay on our mortgage is increasing. And that means that the amount of excess income we get from the rent is decreasing because we're spending more of that to cover mortgage payments. So we are aware of that. Also a reminder that we have a second mortgage. That second mortgage is the consolidation of some leftover construction debt, as well as the HVAC costs from last year, the new heating and air conditioning system. We do depend on our endowment to help us pay down that second mortgage. That endowment is a helpful cushion, but it is not an infinite cushion, and it is shrinking slowly as we depend on it for the second mortgage. And of course, we are aware that the stock market is not as reliable as it once was. So the biggest opportunity that we have to stretch our stewardship is to continue paying down some of that construction debt on that second mortgage. You might be aware that when you give each month, there's opportunities to give to different funds. You can give to the general operating fund. Also, you can give to debt reduction. Some of the Park Road family have continued giving their capital campaign gifts right on through as debt reduction. That's what my family does. We give one gift a month towards the general operating expenses. We've continued to give our second gift each month that was capital campaign towards debt reduction. And so would invite you, friends, to partner with Park Road in that way as you have flexibility and freedom to pay in addition to a general fund gift each month, perhaps a debt reduction gift that would help us begin to pay down some of that capital campaign, pay down some of that debt reduction cost for the second mortgage. So friends, we are thankful to you for your partnership with Park Road. We're thankful that you trust Park Road with your finances, and we celebrate in general the health of Park Road. We are seeing more and more faces come to worship with us. We're celebrating baptisms, which is just a tremendous gift and evidence of God's Spirit at work in and through Park Road. So we celebrate the overall health of Park Road, celebrate the financial stability of Park Road, and continue to look forward to increasing opportunities to stretch our stewardship. Friends, any questions, please let me know. If I can't answer them, I will pass you along to somebody from our finance committee who can answer them for you. But thankful for each of you and your partnership with Park Road. I love you, I'm praying for you, and look forward to worshiping with you this Sunday.